Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's topic is being careful where we put our energy in the time of desperation, and who we're trusting and what we're doing. Sorry if this is distracting. I have a cold sore that's healing, but I wanted to get this video out. So let's get started. First of all, I want to say to anybody who's going to judge and say, oh, you shouldn't be that stupid and go for that, or you should know better, blah, 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 blah. If you're not trying to conceive, you don't know what it's like to really want something, and the stuff you will be willing to go through to achieve the goal of getting pregnant. So please have compassion and try to stay judge-free. So let's roll. Let me tell you a few stories. The first one is about a bad fertility coach I ran into online. This is the first hint I should have got that something was off. She contacted me, but I thought maybe she saw me in a fertility group I was in, so I'm like, I didn't think anything of it, but I still had a gut feeling, which I didn't listen to because, again, I was in that moment of desperation and like thinking of, oh, if this person's really gonna help, yeah, I'll do anything. Anyway, she contacted me, said, you know, I'm so-and-so, I'm a fertility coach, I'm willing to help. If you want help, please contact me. So I was like, okay, yeah, sure. What could it hurt? Let me give it a try. So we were talking, and I did a Zoom, and everything seemed okay. But she also seemed a little harsh in ways. But I'm like, maybe I'm too sensitive. Maybe I'm just reading her wrong. So we got talking, and this was a while ago, so I'm trying to remember exactly what she said. One thing I do know is, or one thing I can remember is, I was talking to her and I said, with your prices, I don't know if I can afford to work with you and then go through IVF at the same time or afterwards. Like, I can't afford both. And she told me, well, you were just put the money where it's needed. And if you really want this, you'll spend the money on that. Any other coach would be like, okay, maybe, you know, pursue the IVF, see if you can put some towards that, and then, or put your energy towards that and come back to me if you know, have a little extra money. So that kind of was my first red flag. I was like, this doesn't sound right. So after that, I was kind of a little hesitant. So my gut was like, I think she's just in it for the money kind of thing. I got feeling after a while. And then what really ticked me off is I was having a really bad day at one point, and these thoughts came flooding in, and like, do I really want to be a mother? Is this really what I want? You know, am I capable, etc., etc.? So I wrote to her and I wrote my concerns, and I said, I don't think I can work with you at this time because of this, that, and the other thing. And any other understanding, good fertility coach would be like, okay, honey, or dear, or whatever, why do you think you're having these thoughts? What's the underlining limiting belief? Why don't you think you're good enough? Why have these feelings come up all of a sudden? Let's sit down and let's hash these out. She didn't do this. She basically victim blamed me. She was like, how dare you contact me and waste my time, etc., etc. I'm like, and then I'm thinking, I'm sitting there, I'm like, did I actually do something wrong? Did I, like, really, like, was I malicious in a way? Is it all my fault? And I'm like, no. She should have been a good fertility coach. She should have sat me down and talked to me, talked this out, talked me off the ledge. I think she was just in it for the money, actually. I think she was just trying to make a buck. Because when she first found me, she was selling herself as just a fertility coach. And for some reason, I went back and I looked at her page after this whole thing, and then she was selling herself as just a general life coach, a love coach, this coach or that coach. And I'm like, you're just trying to make a buck. Because there were other fertility coaches that I had been following, and for one reason or another, obviously, probably money, that I didn't work with them, but I know they would put more energy and time into this and really tried to, like I said, sit me down and talk it out and hash it out and see why I was feeling the way I was feeling. But, you know, I didn't see that she was being deceptive because I was in that moment of desperation. I wasn't thinking. I was just pushing things off because, you know, I wanted to be pregnant so bad, and I wasn't in my right mind, you know? So yeah, please be careful where you put your energy when you're desperate. So we will move on to the next story. Next story is, I had just gotten bad news about my fertility. It wasn't the end all, but it was still disappointing. I had gotten the news that I had low AMH. I will be 40 in June. So, you know, again, once we get a little older, our egg reserve drops. So, you know, I was like in that moment of like, you know, blaming myself, you know, wondering if we could have a baby. I'm like, is it my fault? You know, I should have done this, I should have done that. I was just in a bad space, and I was just, again, desperate to know answers. So I was in this group about, you know, psychic readings, and I posted in that moment of desperation. And I know I shouldn't have, because, you know, I have my own intuition and I have my own gifts, so to speak, and I've gotten signs here and there. I've seen my own things that point to, yes, you will be a mom. You know, just relax, focus on the now and here, and just have a good time. You know, your babies are coming. So I knew all this, but because, again, I was in that moment of desperation, I was in an emotional state, and I know I shouldn't have I know I shouldn't have posted and asked this question. But I posted and asked, you know, I'm like, I just got bad news about my fertility. It's not the end all, but it's still disappointing. And I'm like, I just want to know, will I be a mother? And I posted, and mostly everybody was nice. They were like, yeah, I see kids for you. I see this, I see that. But this one person posted, no, I don't see you being a mother. You're just, you know, wishing for something that's never gonna happen. You're just, everybody else that's telling you yes, they're just telling you stuff you want to hear, blah, 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 blah. I'm right, they're wrong, kind of thing. And because of that moment and because of that one person, I was this close to giving up on being a mother. I'm like, okay, I guess it's never gonna happen. I guess I'm just fooling myself. I guess everybody else who's picking up something is wrong too. I guess, this one person is just an expert. She is the king of all psychics, and everything she gets is right, and everybody else is in the world who picks up on stuff is wrong. And, it was in that moment, well, after I was like, after I decided, okay, I can't let this person get to me. I can't let them make this decision for me. I'm going to be in my moment now. But when I get up and feel better, I'm going to refocus and decide where I'm going. And I decided that I wasn't going to let her get to me, that I was going to continue on and dive deep and listen to my own intuition and focus on that stuff that I knew in my heart that was correct, and the signs I would get. And, even without asking, I would see these things. So I'm like, I'm never going to post on a fertility reading again. I'm not going to ask any other psychic in the world if I'm ever going to be a mother, because I can't get back to that place where I'm going to give up. I can't let some person on the internet dictate my future, so to speak, if that makes sense. So please, again, be careful where you put your energy when you're in that moment of desperation, because, we don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. So please be careful. So be careful who you trust and what you do in that moment of desperation. Weigh the pros and cons. Ask yourself, will this hurt me or will it benefit me? And I know that's kind of hard to see while we're in that moment of desperation. So maybe take a break while you're in that moment. And then when you're more clear-headed, seek those things if that's what you wish. Seek the fertility coach if you want, but really do your research. See what people say about them. Read the reviews. And if you wish to get a psychic reading, just be prepared for things that you may not want to hear. And also, I know for those who believe in the psychic energy and the psychic world and stuff, our life when we're conceived, some of it's written in stone, so to speak. So some believe that our destiny is already written out for us, but there's also free will, and we can make those choices, and it can change our future. It can change our destiny, So make good choices. Those choices you feel that will better shape your future, that will better get you to that place you dream of. And create the life that you dream of. Manifest that dream life. I think that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit that subscribe button and the like button so you get notified. Yeah, and I hope you have a good day. Bye. See you in the next one.